Price of freedom is death. We're coming to get our check.
Welcome back, my brothers and sisters. This is going to be a new series that I'm going to make, like a small side series where I react to different videos. So before we get started, let me give you some context to the video. Basketball player LeBron James said that he is, and I'm going to use a substitute word, even though you guys kind of know what I mean, he is medicated. LeBron James is medicated. He feels like he did his research and that was the best decision for him and his family. Now, in my personal opinion about LeBron James getting medicated, I've spoken several times about how I feel like this medication is untrustworthy. The people pushing it is untrustworthy, and there's a hidden agenda, especially to black people, about this medication. Now, LeBron took it. He said he did his research and it was his personal decision. However, he said he's not going to encourage people to make the decision for themselves. He's going to allow them to do their own research and come to the conclusion whether they felt comfortable taking medication or not. That was his response to it. Now, on The View, Whoopi Goldberg and all of her other old lady friends had something to say about LeBron James's decision. So that's what we're going to be reacting to.
Now, here's some stuff that we have to tell you about, because vaccination rates are way down. And since 90% of the NBA players have taken the shot, basketball legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar says the rest of them have to get on board and tell their fans to get on board too. But one of the biggest superstars in the game, LeBron James, who is vaccinated, doesn't think it's up to him. Take a look.
Everyone has their own choice to do what they feel is right for themselves and their family and things of that nature. I know that I was very skeptical about it all, but after doing my research and things of that nature, I felt like it was best suited for not only me, but for my family and for my friends. But as far as speaking for everybody and their individualities and things that they want to do, I don't feel like that's not my job.
Now, here's my thing. I don't think, and this is my personal opinion, I don't think LeBron was fully solid on this medication. Now, they're going to say the word. I'm not going to say that. I don't think LeBron was solid on it. I don't think LeBron wanted to do it. I think that LeBron made that decision because he wouldn't be allowed to play if he didn't make that decision. He literally would have to sit on the bench, if that. He wouldn't be allowed to play. So he made that decision for the sake of his career. But based off of the fact that it took him a while to make that decision, and based off of the fact that he's not encouraging other people, I personally believe, this is my personal belief, that he's not really solid on this. And he did it for himself, he did it for his career and for his family, but if he's not solid and confident, he's not going to encourage other people to make that decision. I respect that. If you take this medication, that is on you, whether you trust it or whether you took it for your job. That is your decision. But it is something when you try to encourage people to take something because you're a celebrity, or encourage people to take something, especially if you don't yourself feel like what you're taking is 100% trustworthy. But let's go on with the video.
Well, it's kind of funny because if it's not your job, that means that some of those folks that would be coming to see you play are not going to come see you play because they can't get in. See? So it is kind of it's not your job to tell people what to do, but you can suggest that you figured out that nobody grew a second head or a tail when they got the shot.
Okay, here's my thing. That might not have happened yet, but the thing is that the side effects of this medication is being grossly underreported. So people have died. That's a fact. People have died. People have gotten very sick. There has been major side effects that nobody wants to talk about. Anytime you talk about side effects, they want to say, oh yeah, I was sleepy for a couple of days, or I might have had a headache or a tummy ache or something. Mild side effects, nothing more. Everything is fine. This medication has not even been out for a whole year yet. All side effects don't come in the next day after you take said medication. So this medication might make you sterile. This medication might hurt your babies. For women who get pregnant and have babies, it might affect their babies. You don't know, because the doctors don't even know. This medication is brand new. Now she's saying, okay, you didn't grow a second head. Okay, nobody's realistically saying that if you take this medication, you're going to grow a second head. They're saying, okay, there are real side effects to this, and it's getting downplayed, and you're getting gaslighted when you say there's side effects by people saying, oh, well, I don't have a tail, I don't have a second head, I'm not growing a third eye or whatever. That is something that's the left part, and I don't do the leftist, rightist, because they're all white supremacy to me. But the left wing of white supremacy, the Democratic left side of white supremacy, likes to gaslight you anytime you mention anything about side effects.
I mean, I don't know why that would be hard for folks.
I know.
Well, back in March, he said, that's a conversation that my family and I will have. Pretty much keep that to a private thing. Look, when you have a public platform, when you are a public person, really, it's a privilege, but it's also a responsibility.
Yeah.
And privacy doesn't come along with all of the privilege that comes with being a public person. You're earning a ton of money. You've got fans. People follow you. People love you. It's the conversation we had about Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
When you have a public platform, it's because people love you.
Yeah.
And people support you. And people pay to see you. And people tune in to see you. You have a responsibility to those people that made you to share what you know and to try to get them to do the right thing. So I'm sorry. You know, I wish we had private lives. We don't. We are public people with a lot of privileges, and that's the responsibility that comes along with it.
Yeah,
Here's my thing. He doesn't have a responsibility to say anything. That's not his responsibility. It's not. Now I have an issue with them acting like the black celebrities have a responsibility, because I have not heard a lot of white celebrities get out and push this medication. I personally have not. There has been a couple of them, but I haven't heard the majority of white celebrities get out and say, oh yeah, this is definitely something you should do. I've heard some white celebrities, I've heard some white profile people who said they do not believe in this, and they're not getting dragged the same way she just mentioned Nicki Minaj got dragged. They're not getting dragged the same way Nicki Minaj got dragged. They're not getting ridiculed the same way LeBron got ridiculed. They're not treating the white celebrities who have the same views with the medication as they're treating the black celebrities with. Now, I am going to skip forward a little bit. I am going to leave the link of the View interview, whatever, the View show, something, I don't know. I'm going to leave that link in the description so you guys can check that out later, but I am going to skip forward a little bit.
for someone like him, he has a lot of influence. You know, Kareem understands that, I think. Look at how much I know about basketball players.
You
all
do,
of a sudden.
Joy.
Unbelievable.
It's so good. Well, I think especially as an athlete, as an elite athlete, those are people that their body is their instrument. We make people insure when they're boxers, their arms, you know?
Yeah.
So I think the fact that he's an athlete, I think that he's black is also important, because there was some hesitancy in the beginning with the community.
Yeah.
So having someone like him, and I don't think, this is where it bothers me when people talk about the privacy. We can't be safe if we can't ask people in a room or where we're at, like, please let me know. Like, I think absolutely people that are unvaccinated should be running around saying, not vaccinated, you know, beware,
Yeah,
you know, because that's not fair to everyone else who's running around and they might be assuming you're vaccinated. And I also like to remember when we talk about personal freedom that it says life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So getting your life is ultimately the first thing we should be able to have. And the fact that this is a public health crisis threatening people everywhere, the life should be put ahead of the liberty.
But there's a certain...
Okay. The life should be put ahead of the liberty. Okay. White people feel that way when it comes to black people, that your liberty is second. When it comes to liberty, what happened to the term give me liberty or give me death? What happened to that? Now the life should... Now, I have this big issue because they're making it seem like every human being in the world has like a bomb in their chest, like connected to their heart. and it's going to blow up unless you get it. And unless you take this medication, the bomb in your heart is going to blow up, and your heart is going to blow up into a million pieces, and you're going to drop dead right where you are unless you get this thing. And this thing is going to defuse the bomb and get it out of your body. Most people, and I've said this, I've shown the statistics about this. Most people who have had this sickness have survived it. Most people who get this sickness only have mild to somewhat mediate issues with it, which means they have the symptoms of, you know, the fever, the can't taste, you know, the sleepiness, all that stuff. They have that, which is, you know, I feel for those people. Most people who get it are not going to the hospital with life-threatening conditions. That's just not the case, most people. And then majority of the people, a solid majority of the people survive. Only 2% of the people who got this actually died from this. So it's not like it's some bomb strapped to your chest and it's going to blow up unless you get this medication. But let's continue.
Selfishness that you're encountering now with these people who are unvaccinated. They're not going to respond to what you just suggested, which is I am unvaccinated, because
they
don't
often, by the way, know that it's going to get a pushback, and they don't tell anyone, which is unethical.
Well, they're confusing this personal freedom.
Okay, my thing is this. They're saying that people who are unmedicated should advertise the fact that they're unmedicated, because it's putting people who are medicated in danger. But if this medication was effective, the people who are medicated shouldn't be in danger by the people who are unmedicated. You see the contradiction here? Because if this medication works as efficiently as they're saying it does, how does a person who's not medicated get somebody who's medicated sick? I mean, if they get them sick, that should prove that the medication is not as effective as being advertised. And two, people who are medicated, they can still get and spread this sickness. They can, okay? That's a fact. That's not a conspiracy or anything. So you can get and spread it no matter if you're medicated or not medicated. But they're saying, oh, you unmedicated people, they're trying to bash and shame unmedicated people by saying, oh, well, you should get it, or you should wear like a shirt or a tag or whatever to say you're not medicated, when the non-medicated person can spread it just as fast as the medicated person, right? You can still get it. And if it was effective, you need to talk to your doctors, because if it was effective, you shouldn't worry about the next person who's not medicated.
Right, with public health. I think that's what they're confusing. Another person that came up recently that I think people that are anti-vaxxers, and certainly a lot of people on the right, are holding up as this example of personal freedom is Orlando Magic's Jonathan Isaac. He's rejecting this anti-vax label, although he remains unvaccinated. And what he was saying is, you know, I'm not anti-vax, but he had COVID. So he's like, you know, I contracted COVID, so I have natural immunity, and I'm not anti-science, but because I have these antibodies, I don't need to be vaccinated because I'm in danger of now having side effects from the vaccine.
That's true. That's when people need that. This is when people need to actually do their homework.
Yeah.
Now, our brother Riza Islam did an interview with Mark Lamont Hill, and I'm going to put that link in the description below, because he already broke down the natural immunity versus the medication protection. So you guys should check that out when you're done with this. So definitely check that out. But he already broke that down. People who have the immunity, people who've gotten the sickness and have developed the antibodies and the immunity to it, the natural immunity, are more safe than people who have not gotten it and who have actually gotten the medication. So what she's saying is, oh, the natural immunity, oh, that's not important. That's not really going to work. Natural immunity works best, actually.
This is when people need to actually
It's not
do their
true.
homework.
Yes.
You know, this is when you need to talk to scientists, talk to doctors. They will tell you. They don't know how long you're immune.
Thank you.
Okay, they don't know how long people are immune, but they don't know how long the medication is going to work for. Doctors, let me tell you something. This medication has no long-term testing at all. This has been the fastest time of medication has ever, this specific type of injection medication has ever been made before. Excuse me. Okay. They have no long-term testing. They don't know if this thing is going to last for like a few months and then it's going to wear completely off. They don't know there's no long-term testing for side effects, how effective it is. They're saying that there's new variants popping up left and right, and that the medication that they're giving you now is ineffective for the new variants. So they don't know as much as they're leading on to, but you're saying that but they do know the natural immunity is the best for you. But she's trying to shame the natural immunity and saying that this brand new medication that they just popped out of their behinds, that they came up with in less than a year and just ready to stick in the arms of every person in the world, is better.
Nobody knows how long.
Thank you.
We are
But we
learning
know it's not
about
forever.
this.
It's not forever.
You know, we're learning about this, and what we have learned is getting vaccinated will make everybody else able to go outside and do the things they want to do.
See,
and if
that is the point. I'm gonna wrap it up here. You guys can check the rest later. That is the point of what these bootlicks try to do. That's the point. And I noticed too, Whoopi Goldberg, they had the black lady on. I think the other lady's like maybe mixed or something. She looks kind of like racially ambiguous, like she has some black in her. I'm not really sure. I don't watch The View. I don't really know them. The only person I do know is Whoopi, and then the other redheaded girl. But they have Whoopi being if you watch the thing, they have her saying the most about LeBron. They have her being like the loudest voice, the most aggressive person to, okay, that's like, if you see her body language, I tell you guys, watch the body language. They really have the black person checking the other black person because they don't want the white person to check the other black person, because then it would seem racial. They did that with, what's her name? Gabby, not Gabby, some other girl. I said it in a video before where she was talking about Nicki Minaj, Gayle King. Was it Gayle King? I don't know. One of those mammies where they have the black woman check the black person around a bunch of white people, and so the white people can co-sign what the black mammy is doing. So that way they can say, hey, well, this isn't racial. It's not like a white person checking a black person. It's a black person checking a black person. If you watch the interview straight in and of itself, you'll see most of like the correction and most of the checking really came from Whoopi and then this other mixed, ambiguous looking chick. They came from the black chicks, and then the white girls, they were sitting up there like, oh, well, yeah, I just think this. They were more soft with it, but they had the black girls be more hardcore with checking the black people in the video, the black men specifically in the video. I have an issue with that. Now to the thing where she wants to go outside, that's really what they want. All they want to do is go outside, and they know that white mommy and white daddy said you can't go outside without this medication. So they're like, get this medication, get this medication. To hell with consequences, to hell with how this is going to affect your body long term, to hell with all of that. I want life to go back to normal. That's what this is about. This isn't about because they believe in it, because they feel safe. This is about because they're not thinking big picture wise. They're thinking like, I want to go back to having fun. I want life to go back to normal. So if the white people who tell us to go inside, if they say we can come outside if we take this medication, then just take the medication and don't ask any questions. This is this plantation mentality here. This is okay, it doesn't, look, if white mommy and white daddy says we can have fun, if we do it, just do it. Doesn't matter what common sense says. It doesn't matter that they're untrustworthy. It doesn't matter that they were just trying to kill you the other day. It doesn't matter that they're saying the world is overpopulated with black people and they're trying to get rid of more black people and they want mostly black people to be taking this medication. That doesn't matter. I want my life to go back to normal, so I need everybody with a big platform to push taking this medication. Brothers and sisters, I really appreciate your support. I really appreciate you liking. I appreciate all of your comments. I appreciate your subscriptions. I appreciate everything. Let me know what you think about the interview. Let me know what you think about LeBron's decision to take the medication, but to not influence his audience to take this medication as well. Let me know what you think about this whole new video series where I'm reacting to different videos and breaking them down. Just let me know. Leave a comment in the description below. And I will see you guys soon. Stay safe, family.